All right, so when we are looking at the Bulgarian split squat, when it's normally prescribed, it's not often I see people tell you how they want the exercise executed. They just put on there, you know, I want you to do a split squat. And it's a little bit, that's kind of a little bit arbitrary. There's not enough information there for me when you just say, do a split squat. So, you know, do you want me to sit down into my back leg? Do you want a wide stance? Do you want a closed stance? Do you want me to stagger my stance? Like, where do you want the weight, et cetera, et cetera? Do you want me to have weight in both hands, left hand, the right hand, et cetera, et cetera? So there's so much to consider, like when somebody prescribes an exercise like the Bulgarian split squat, and depending on what you want the outcome to be, that may all change, right? So this is where we gotta be really specific on kind of what our outcomes are, and then we select the exercise appropriately or accordingly, and we're not just throwing out an exercise saying, oh, this is a good exercise for this body part, because we don't even know if that person's executing that exercise right or correctly to stimulate that body part. So I'll show you what I mean. All right, first I'm gonna show you how to kind of address the quads in a lengthened position. So when your quad is stretched out, this is great for hypertrophy because it's not a range that we could normally load our quad in. So it gives us a chance to load our quad in a lengthened position. So how I would do that, how I would set up for that is I'm gonna have my back leg on here. Okay, I'm gonna be kind of away from this pad. And when I come down, I'm gonna try and stay upright and sit into this back leg. All right, and then when I come up, I'm gonna actually not push through this leg, push through this leg to come back up. So this leg's doing the work. Okay, so that's how I can address the quad, right? But I can also put the stress on the quad in this leg. But if I do that, I don't want to be sitting really back into this leg the same, and I want to be pushing through this leg to come back up. So how that looks from here, I'm going to drop down, but now I'm pushing through this leg to come back up. This one's just supporting. Okay, so that's how I would deal with the quad. Now, if I want to challenge my glute and hamstring a little bit more, how I set up, kind of set up similar. My stance isn't as wide, okay? And what I'm gonna do this time, sorry, my stance isn't as long. My stride isn't as long. So now I'm gonna crouch down, and there's more, I'm kind of leading into this a little bit more, and then I'm gonna shoot myself forward. Whoop. How I would do my hamstrings, how I would get kind of put more stress on the hamstring is that when I come back up, I'm going to, instead of pushing through the ground, I'm gonna try and pull my feet back across the floor, because your hamstrings do this. Okay, your hamstrings do this, and they bring your entire leg back. They do that. All right, so because in this position, what I can do, okay, set up like this, slightly wider, okay, here, and then I'm gonna pull my leg back. Okay, so the stride is a little bit longer. I'm not leaning, I'm not collapsing as much to get my glutes into like a deeper angle to push me back up. And the intention that I'm putting through my legs is to drag my foot across the ground to try and shoot me back up. So hopefully that helps. That's three different ways how to complete a Bulgarian split squat. I hope that helps. I hope you learned something from it. Like, subscribe, comment. Let me know if there's anything else that you guys want to learn from me. Peace.